Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I've been gone for a few months. I've had a good time away. I have yet again more life updates and I'm excited to share them with you. I feel like my channel at this point is just life update and then I leave for a little bit and then I come back with another life update. So anyway, as you can probably tell from the title, I haven't actually decided what I want to title this yet, but I'm quitting my job. Or actually, I should say I already quit my job and I'm just kind of on the tail end of finishing up and then starting in my new position. And while I still am and will always be an MLT, I think that working in a hospital, it's just not for me. And at this point in time, the trajectory of my life is better suited to a role that is outside of the laboratory, if that makes sense. I realize this can come off as a little bit disappointing to my supporters and my subscribers that have stuck with me throughout school. You guys know that I really worked so hard through my undergrad and specialization in medical laboratory science. For the past 4 years now, I have been working as an MLT. I am full-time. Listen, I don't know if it is the pandemic that has kind of put a whole damper on my experience, and you know, pretty much half of my professional life has been working through the pandemic, working super short, tirelessly, it seems like, being able to adapt and constantly adapting to COVID and the restrictions and the testing and just everything. I am extremely burnt out, I will say that. It is not the career itself. I personally love and will always love, still love the actual work that I do. I think I'll always be passionate about it, but realistically speaking, I don't think it's sustainable for me in the position that I am in right now. Again, just to preface this, I just want to say that this isn't really anybody's fault. Like, it's not a specific manager's fault. Like, that's not what is making me pivot. I think I just, overall, like I said, the schedule, the night shifts, the working every other weekend, working evenings, flopping back and forth, my body can't handle it. I have vertigo. I just find it very difficult, and although I'm young and although yes, I can do it, I don't see myself wanting to do that for the rest of my life, regardless of whether or not I love the job. I love my coworkers, they're my family, so it's not that. I just can't, I don't think, I just don't see my life with, you know, getting married and potentially expanding our family soon. Not that soon, but you know, just having children in the near future. I don't think I could handle it well, and especially, again, like I said, throughout the pandemic, I come home and I feel like I have literally given my entire self to work. There are a few good days where, you know, it's fine, and then there's a lot of days where we are working short and I'm doing 2 or 3 people's jobs. There are people that are calling in sick because they have COVID or they know somebody and was exposed to COVID. Apart from that, there are so many people quitting and retiring and just getting out of the field altogether that it makes it extremely difficult for everybody else to kind of shoulder the burden. And although we are constantly trying to hire and everything like that, I feel like the amount of people leaving is not enough to supplement the people that are coming in. And then on top of that, I feel like I have been training, 3 years of my career, I have constantly been training, whether it's students or new hires, and then the retention is just so difficult. So anyway, enough complaining. I hope this video doesn't deter anybody that is looking to get into the field. Believe me when I say that I love my job and what I do, but I have chosen to pivot into another thing that I feel also very passionate about throughout, you know, making this decision and just really broadening my horizons. Is there are different avenues of which I want to experience and that I find that I am passionate at and can really do well at. And so I have found myself in a position which I will be starting very soon, that is actually in IT. Everybody that I have told this to is kind of like a little taken aback, and they're like, that is the complete polar opposite of what I do, like working in healthcare versus now working in tech. And I gotta say, I am seeing more and more and more of this, of healthcare workers leaving healthcare and going into tech. My position, although I don't want to talk about it too much, I am moving within my organization. So I am staying at the hospital, but I am moving departments. So I will be going into the IT department. My role will be to support not only laboratory, like the rest of the hospital as well, but because I'm coming in with a very strong laboratory background, I will be able to, I think most of my role is going to be handling all of the laboratory support and stuff like that. So I'm very excited because I am a techie. I don't know if you guys really know that about me. This role really valued my laboratory experience because a lot of the specialists on this team don't come from laboratory backgrounds, so they find it very difficult to support the laboratory. So I'm very excited to be starting this new role and still being able to use my laboratory experience. So that is where my life is at, quitting my job. And I am very excited to start my new tech job. I gotta say, like, I have seen so many people on TikTok just leaving healthcare and going into tech, and truly I understand why. Like, it's Monday to Friday, no evenings, no weekends, no nights. You get all of the holidays off. I'll never miss another Christmas with my fiance, almost husband. I'll never miss family gatherings on the weekend. I think it's, again, if you guys watched my last video, I had kind of a health scare, which I'll touch briefly on after, but that kind of moment in my life really showed me what was important, and I wanted to be able to be present with the people that I love and work hard at maintaining my relationships and my friendships. And although I will be very sad to leave the laboratory and all of the friends that I've made, I have made it a point to, you know, tell all of them, like, I want you to be in my life, and I want to be in your life, and I want to maintain this friendship, and I'm just gonna have to work really hard to maintain that friendship outside of work. So like I said, it was a very big, difficult life decision for me because I was having to put myself in this position where I literally spent 4 years of my life, blood, sweat, and tears into this program, and to just feel like I'm leaving the profession in general after all of the hard work that I've been through. I've literally been living, breathing, eating lab, not eating, but like, you get what I mean. Like, my life has been revolved around learning, working, being in the lab since I started university. So like, what, for the last 8 or 9 years, since like 2014, all I have been focused on is laboratory. And to like switch my career like this, it wasn't an easy decision for me to make. I mulled it over for a long time before I even decided to apply. I spoke with my fiance, I spoke with my parents, I spoke with a few of my close friends, and I didn't have one bad thing. I didn't have one con other than I'm losing my laboratory experience, so to say. But I will be keeping my license. I will always have the opportunity to return back to the laboratory if that's what I want. That's pretty much my updates. If you guys have any questions, you're always welcome to fire off in the comments below, or you can go over to my Instagram. I'm a lot more active there, and ask me any questions. Actually, I guess after this video goes live, I will maybe post like a story for you to ask me any questions, and I can try and answer them. Just the quick points that I want to touch on. If anybody else is looking to making a move from healthcare to tech or health tech, I will say that I am moving from a unionized position, which is in the laboratory, to a non-unionized position. That didn't really affect my decision that much, although I was technically the treasurer for my union, so that kind of sucks that I had to leave that behind. But that didn't really affect my decision because I am still moving within the hospital, and I still feel as if my job is very secure, especially because I will be one of the only people in the team that has core laboratory knowledge, so I feel like I'll be very valuable to them. The other thing is everybody that I've talked to really expected for me to be taking a pay cut, which again, I don't want to talk about specifics too much. However, I will in fact not be doing that. I will be getting actually quite the pay raise. The only thing I guess that is a fallback is that I won't be able to work. Actually, I don't know if I won't be able to. I'll have to see when I start the role, but there isn't as much opportunity for overtime in my new position as my previous position. Now, I will say that working in the laboratory, there is such a shortage in MLTs that you can pick up overtime whenever you want. It doesn't matter if you're part-time, if you're casual, if you're full-time. Even the full-timers, like, usually we're the last to ever get overtime. Like I said before, I felt like I was giving a lot of myself to work because it's an environment where you're literally dealing with people's lives. I had a patient that had a massive transfusion protocol called on them. They were going into DIC, which I will not explain right now. You can Google it if you want to. This is not a position that you're put in that you can give half of yourself, you know? Like, it is my job, it is my obligation to do everything that I can to save this patient's life. At the end of the day, like, how do I just give half of myself to this job when I'm taking care of people and I'm trying to save lives? Like, you don't just, if you work in healthcare, you know, you don't just give half of yourself. You don't just give a little bit. You have to always be on your A game. Nurses know, doctors know, anybody that work in healthcare, they like, it's one of those things, and that's why I've always felt like when I came home, I was just so tired. I just wanted to sink into the couch and melt into the cushions and just not even move. I feel like I couldn't even clean if I wanted to. I found it hard to go to the gym if I wanted to because my feet hurt, my body hurts, my mind hurts. And to have to do that sometimes for like 7-8 days in a row, and then the one day that you get off or the 2 days that you get off, you're trying to catch up with your life. And it's just, a lot of people can do it, and that's great. And I think that if you can, this is an excellent profession, and I don't think it will always be like this. I think there will be a time when the pandemic ends and we will no longer be short-staffed and people will want to continue to come into this field. I think that it may be temporary, although I'm not sure how long temporary really is. I feel like I'm rambling now. I don't want this video to be a dig at the profession because it is a great profession. I have learned so much in my seems like short time, even though I'm considered like a senior tech at work already. People are asking me questions and I'm just like, why are you asking me questions? I'm the baby. But there's so many people that have left that it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm pretty up there. Again, I don't want it to be a dig to the profession. If it's something that you're interested in, please continue pursuing it, because I'm a huge advocate for getting into the role, for letting people know that it exists, for letting people know that it's an important profession and one that no hospital can function without. Healthcare would literally crumble if there was no laboratories, so I'm a big advocate for it. However, I continue to support it from the back end, and I again will also continue to always be a registered technologist. I will always be a scientist at heart. I just am choosing to use my experience in that field elsewhere to help support laboratory while still making the best decisions for my lifestyle. So, and also I don't want to nerd out, but like, how exciting is it? I'm just like so excited for this new role. So anyway, I feel like I've talked enough. That is all of my updates for my job. A lot of people are still DMing me, still sending me such sweet messages saying thank you for telling me about this career path, and I didn't even know it existed, and I'm so looking forward to starting it, and can you tell me more about, like, I can always make lab content, honestly. Like, even though I will no longer be in the role shortly, I can still always advocate for it and still always make content and still always answer your questions. I'm very much here to educate and answer any of your questions if you don't have any answers to them. So I am always an open book. Again, I will post something on Instagram very shortly if you guys have any questions. I guess that is the end of my update there. I do just want to touch briefly on my little health crisis that I posted in my last video in January, because again, I've been gone. It's literally, what day is it? June 3rd? I've been gone for a while. Clearly some shit has happened in my life, but I just wanted to give you guys a really quick update because a surprising number of you have sent me your well wishes, and I did get a lot of really nice comments on that video. So and actually people that I haven't really spoken to in a while in my personal life saw that video and sent me a message to kind of send me their good wishes. So shortly after I posted that video, I did hear back from my specialist, and my biopsy luckily came back as benign, so there was no issues seen there. She didn't see any issues with my MRI. Was that all that I had done? I can't remember. It's been so long now. But yeah, anyway, I'm in the clear for now. She says that technically, since my pap smear came back negative, technically I don't have to go for a few years, but she wants to see me every single year just to keep an eye on the growth. And I said, okay, that sounds great with me. So as far as I'm concerned, everything's great, and she will continue to monitor me regularly so that if anything happens, she can catch it early. But it has been such a relief. Obviously, ever since then, I was in such a horrible mental state. I'm sure that you can really tell from watching that last video. Like, I watched it back before I filmed this, actually, just so that I could kind of get a footing on what I shared with you guys. But shit, I look sad. Like, I'm like, damn, bitch, you've really been crying for a whole month straight. Anyway, so I'm glad that I'm able to share this good news with you, that I am okay. I'm doing great. Connor and I are inching very, very close to the wedding, so I am getting a little bit stressed for that. Not because I'm marrying him, but because there's a lot of things that I want done, and a certain way that I want it done, and I'm kind of just anal like that. But we have our honeymoon booked. We are very excited for the wedding. We are very excited for me to start my new position. And I guess that's it until my next video. I do want to say briefly though, I did absolutely murder my bank account prepping for this new position. I went to Aritzia, I went to Zara, I went to Uniqlo, I went to Coach. I went to a lot of places to prepare myself with business casual clothes, because all I have is scrubs and I haven't updated my wardrobe in so long. So I will be posting a haul shortly. I say shortly, but I don't really know because life is a little crazy right now. I will be posting a haul, a try on haul, because you know that's my roots, that's where I came from. I'm sure you guys are so excited for another fashion haul, but I did want to keep it a little light and airy because the last video was a little sad. Okay, I think I've talked enough. Thank you guys so much for sticking around, watching my videos. Again, if you have any other questions, sound off in the comments or go to my Instagram. I will talk to you guys soon, hopefully. I think I have just kind of avoided YouTube for a little bit because of all the burnout, but now that I'm feeling better, I am happy to be back and creating content for you guys. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!